What's good, guys?
Oh my god.
What's up? What's up, Nethra? So nice to see you in person.
First in-person episode. Let's go.
Yes, ma'am. Welcome back to episode 7 of Catching Up, guys. Today's a special episode because Nethra and I are actually filming this in person.
We have wanted to make this happen for so long, and I'm so grateful that we finally got here. We got boba.
Mm-hmm.
We just got brunch.
Uh-huh.
We are all set. How are you guys?
All set. We hope you guys are doing well. And today, for today's episode, we're going to be playing We're Not Really Strangers. Nethra, would you like to explain?
Yes. So, we've been a fan of this game, girl, for how long? I want to say maybe since even before the pandemic. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so we used to play a free version of it online. I don't know if you remember that. We found some like bootleg-esque website, and you found these questions, and we became really obsessed with it. And I honestly think it's one of the reasons why we got so close. Like, we got to know each other so much better because of this game. So we're not really strangers. If you guys are listening, you know, sponsor us. We've been hardcore with this game for so long.
Yes, please sponsor us.
And we would highly recommend to all you guys to check out the game as well, because I think it's really fun to play with, you know, your friends, family, whoever. If you're into having deep conversations, you know, this game will help you ask questions that will lead to those. So without further ado, is there anything we can... Okay, so basically the game...
Card game.
Yes, it's a card
game.
game. There's different card decks. Like, the one that we have right now is like a friendship version, I want to say, right?
I don't remember which
It
one.
doesn't say it on the box? Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so there's like different variations of card decks you can get. So there's like a friendship version, there's a self-reflection version, there's just like a regular general card version. I want to say the one that we have is friendship, but I can't be 100% sure. But basically, there's like cards in here, and there's different levels. So there's a level 1, which has like the more chill, easygoing questions. Level 2, which is like a little bit deeper, and then level 3, which is like, you know, the most intense.
Emotionally intimate.
Exactly. Wow, that was...
Thank you. I feel like that's what I think about when I think about this game.
Yeah, they also have like these things called wild cards in there, where like it'll ask you to like perform an activity or like smile at each other or something like that. We usually skip those because we're like, no, I don't want to do that. But all the other questions, they have some... Yeah, it leads to really thought-provoking discussion, and we like it a lot. So feel free to pick up your own deck if you like. But Jen, you want to pick up the first card or anything else you want to say?
Yes, I do. No, I'm ready to get into it. Okay, so let's go. Let's pick a random card from Level 1.
Oh, also one quick thing to mention.
Yes,
the way that we usually play is like one of us will draw a card, and then we will... So is the question about someone else or yourself? I forget.
I don't remember, but how we play it is that whoever picks out the card, we basically both give an answer.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Finish the sentence. Just by looking at you, I think blank.
Ooh. You have it all together. That's what I'd say. Like, I'm in Jen's car right now, you guys. It is so clean. It is so well maintained.
I cleaned it a little bit yesterday.
You did?
I did.
In anticipation for this?
Yes!
Oh, man. No, but she's always, like, so punctual. Like, you know, she's looking clean. The car is clean. Yeah, I don't know. Looking at you, I see a woman who has it all together.
Wow!
Yeah.
Thanks, Nethra!
You're welcome, girl.
Just by looking at you, I think lifelong friend.
Sorry, I'm swallowing boba, but that's
No,
the
it's
sweetest thing. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Girl, that is too kind. Obviously, the same goes for you.
Go ahead. Do I look kind? Explain.
You do. You have... I don't think I've ever, like, seen you, especially, like, in public, without, like, a huge smile on your face.
Interesting.
Like, you're so happy, you're cheery, you're, like, jolly. Like, I've never... Like, I don't know, as is, we don't really see each other very often, but when I do, you're always like, hey, Daryl, how's it going? And you're so happy. So, yeah, hell yeah, I would say that, what is it, kind face?
Just do you look kind?
Yeah, of course.
For you,
and
I was going to
so
say
funny
yes
and,
as
like,
well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very sweet.
Yeah, I feel like it's so interesting to hear this because I feel like most of the time, unless I am within proximity of, like, my friends or something, I just kind of just, you know, constant resting bitch face. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like that just on their own. Like, and maybe that's what they think they look like without realizing it. But you can look at someone and be like, yeah, they seem really chill. I feel comfortable approaching them. I used to be intimidated of Jen, though. I can't be honest. I mean, I can't lie.
Yeah, I've heard stories. I wouldn't be surprised though. Like that is exactly what I'm talking about. Because like if I'm not comfortable around somebody, it's just kind of.
No, it wasn't even that. Like you were always like so funny. Like you would crack like
Oh.
such great jokes. I'd be like, she's too cool for me. So that was why I was intimidated.
Oh, yes, I think you do look kind.
Thank
and I
you,
feel
Jen.
like because I don't know, every time, even back in high school when I always saw you, I mean, you were always with friends, so I feel like you were always like smiley and stuff. So yeah,
Appreciate it. We're still on level 1, by the way, you guys.
mm-hmm.
What subject do you think I thrived in at school? Did I fail any? I think for you, you loved mass comm. And I know that as an elective in college, you took art, I want to say. And you loved it. I remember it being like therapeutic low-key for you.
Yes,
So-
it was.
Jen is really like technically savvy. She's good with, you know, she's staying on top of what the kids like too. So I feel like you're really good on all the mass comm related stuff. So I would say that. What else? You seem like you'd be really good at coding. I'm not sure if you ever took you did take one CS class,
I
right?
took a couple computer science classes
Okay.
in high school.
And how'd that go?
It was okay. I
Okay.
felt like at the time I was very young and super impatient.
Yeah.
Which is
I
why
still
I
am,
don't
yeah.
think like coding worked out for me because it's very tedious and stuff. Because I remember when I was in a class with Humaira, I would literally be like, "Girl, my code's not working,"
Oh, no.
and she'd be like, "Oh, you're missing like this colon or semicolon
gotcha.
or whatever it was," and I'm like, "Yeah, maybe I'm not cut out for this shit."
Oh, rip. Okay.
Yeah.
No, because you're just so good with like picking up new skills, whether it's like even filming something or learning a new like editing software, whatever. Or even that day you set up this like tripod, your phone thing.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah,
how are you
yeah.
understanding any of these instructions? So yeah, I feel like you're good at picking up new skills.
What subject? I don't know. I feel like we'd never actually really talked about schoolwork while
Yeah.
we were in school, unless it was like complaining about it or if
Oh,
we
yeah.
had like a super interest in it. I would say that podcasting class that you're telling me about
Oh my
that you
God,
took
intro
in
to
college.
podcasting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when you would tell me about that, I would be like, oh my God, I need to go back to school and do exactly what Nethra's studying right now.
man.
Because this is, or literally just that class in general, I need to take something like that.
Yeah, I remember there was another class I took called social media, and I like interviewed you for one of my homework assignments, and you were like, "This class is so cool." Yeah.
Yes, a lot of Nethra's college classes that she took for a major were so cool. And I was like, I might go back to school to do this.
Aw, that's very sweet. But like, we're kind of pursuing that kind of stuff now as a hobby, so it works out.
We are.
Yeah.
Look at this podcast.
I
Look at what we
mean,
did.
The wild card.
Wild card, draw a picture together. We're not going
I'm
to
not
do
drawing
that.
a
Yeah,
picture,
sorry
I
guys.
know we just said that art was therapeutic, but
Yeah,
no.
nah. Another wild card.
Oh my god.
Think of your favorite childhood TV show of all time. On the
Oh.
count of 3, say it out loud. I might need some time to
Yeah,
think
I don't
about
think I
this.
have-
I feel like I have a lot.
I have a good few. Childhood, like what age are we talking?
Let's say like under 13 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can like maybe not on 3, but I can just say that I loved all of the like tween shows like the Drake and Josh, the Hannah Montana, Zach and Cody, Wizards of Waverly Place. Like I loved. Also speaking of Drake and Josh, like thoughts and prayers to Drake Bell because I just watched that
Quiet on
Quiet
Set.
and it really broke my heart. So.
Yeah, girl, I watched all that shit too.
You watched all of it?
I watched all
I
of
watched the one episode and I was like, I can't take any more than this.
it. It was a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? Like, I think back on my childhood and I so badly, like, I dreamt of being a child star too, and I wanted to, like, be on TV and all these things. And in hindsight, that industry is so messed up. I'm beyond grateful that, you know, I never
it was
considered
it was
that.
really fucked up to sit there and listen to all of that shit, especially with like criminals
Yeah.
who have, I don't know, and they're still able to work with these
I know,
kids and
that's
stuff
what
like
messes me
that.
up the most.
And I think with Drake Bell's case in particular, I think what he said was that like him and his dad were really close, and like
Yep.
his dad was always like
Yeah.
keeping an eye on him and stuff. And it wasn't until, you know, what's his face like got into his head
Yep.
and kind of just like, I don't know, so much manipulation.
What breaks my heart is, like, there was the part at the end of the documentary where Drake is calling his dad and being like, did you see they caught Brian? Did you see they caught the guy? And his dad was like, I'm just glad it wasn't you.
And then
that
Drake
broke me.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh my god.
It was pretty bad. Note to self: discourage future kids from being child stars. It's not.
Stay far away from the entertainment industry.
Yeah, like
possible.
it's so crazy to think because, like, everybody there is like adults except for like the stars themselves, kind of thing. So it's just.
Yeah, and also like when you're that young, like something he was saying that really made me sad was like. He was like, I didn't have the heart to stand up to this person for the longest time because, like, you know, they're so well established in the industry, and you don't want to mess up your own career for the sake of that. I didn't want to go back to doing some normal job, and that was really hard to hear.
Yeah, I agree.
What were your
favorite childhood show? I love Drake and Josh as well. Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans that was on Cartoon Network, that always comes to mind because I feel like it had a little bit of everything, like the superheroes, the action, like, you know, the friendship or whatever, I guess. Cute. So, yeah, I'd say that. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Classic.
That's So Raven. Yeah.
Did you ever watch The Amanda Show?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of people are paying attention to her right now as well, because I think there might have been some sketchy stuff.
Yeah, so I did not do any of my own research.
Yeah, I can't comment on it
based off
either.
of, like, the TikToks that I've seen, I think she did come on Twitter, like, years ago and said that,
a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, like, hey, like, I got abused, blah, 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 and, all this stuff. And, the fucked up thing about it is that, well, I don't want to say nobody listened to her because when people were making these YouTube commentary style videos on, you know, Dan Schneider and just like kind of like the sketchiness of the child star industry, they did kind of like pull that as you know, like a point or whatever. Like, so I don't want to say like absolutely nobody listened to her, but yeah,
no, but they didn't take her seriously enough to have done anything.
Yeah.
It's really heartbreaking. Sorry, I keep coming back
to
it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is. All right. Do we want to do a couple more level 1s and then level 2, or just
let's do level 2.
Okay. Have you changed your mind about anything recently?
Yes.
Are you comfortable enough to share?
I'll share it. You might have to cut it.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Think about it.
I'm gonna share it anyways, and then we'll think the post thing. I don't want to say. Well, okay, yes. So, I think lately, and I don't know if this is just me kind of growing up and whatnot, but I'm starting to kind of let go of this idea of like forever.
In what sense?
In the sense of that, like, I don't know, man, like, best friends and, like, just people in your life, like, growing, changing, evolving, and just kind of me realizing that, like, you know, when I think about it, this person who I thought that we would be, like, besties forever or something, maybe let me just let go of that idea, because I feel like...
Yeah.
You start to notice things that make you be like, I don't know about this. I don't know.
I get what you're saying, and I feel the same way too. Like, there's definitely people that I used to be very close to when I was much younger, and then I think when you grow up and you see the people they end up becoming and who you end up becoming, it's not even necessarily bad, but you just don't gel like that anymore.
Yeah. And
it is tough. But proud of you for being like, I can live without it. So it's okay.
Yeah, and I
think
think
a big deal.
That's, I don't know, I feel like my mindset's just kind of, okay, I don't know if this is kind of like a toxic trait of mine, but I feel like I always have this, I guess, like, fallback mentality of, like, if worst comes to worst, like, I don't need anybody in my life, you know? And I think I only call it a toxic trait because I want to make sure it never gets to the point of, like, I'm doing this to have a peaceful life, but it won't be fulfilling because I pushed everyone away kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I think something I really admire about you is you're always someone that's like, if this isn't gonna improve my life, if this isn't serving me, I have absolutely zero problem saying no.
Yeah.
A lot of people really struggle with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why, like, I mean, I shouldn't speak on your behalf, but even what I was saying about you always looking like you have it together, you know, good peace of mind, is probably because you're strong enough to be able to do that.
Yeah. I think so too. I feel like that's kind of why I try not to allow a lot of nonsense in my life. Because I don't know, like, what is it really?
Yeah.
You know, like, what do you really... And I know just kind of surface level when you hear, like, what purpose are you serving me? It sounds very superficial. But, like, sometimes a lot of things just aren't worth the effort. It's not worth the bullshit that happens to it. I'm talking about, like, everything, like, work, friends, relationships. Like, if you're not bringing me joy and happiness and peace, a shoulder to lean on, like, why are you here bothering me?
Right. I remember we talked about this recently. I can't remember in what context, and you were like, I have a podcast I could be filming, I have, like, a Twitch streaming thing I could be doing, like, I have other things that I prioritize a lot more.
Yes, I do remember saying that.
Yeah.
I think it was because somebody was wasting my time. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, I think I was ranting to Nethra because somebody was wasting my time. And I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I am taking, not to make it sound like I'm the most important fucking person in the world, because if I had to take a guess, this person was probably just not communicating to me. And
I don't remember the context either.
I don't remember either, but if I had to take a guess, it was probably we were trying to meet up, to hang out or something, and somebody just wasn't responding to my text. Or, like, me trying to initiate. So that's probably what pissed me off and made me be like, Nethra, let me vent to you for a second.
No, but that was a real game changer for me in the way that I thought. I was like, you know what? Like, even me just sitting at home watching TV probably brings me a lot more happiness than just trying to waste time forcing a connection with someone that isn't even giving me that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I just don't have the balls to be like, no, thank you, next.
You know, girl, it's okay. One day you'll get there.
I will.
But yeah.
That was a really good answer.
Thank you.
I low-key don't even know how to follow up.
It's okay. You don't have to if you just have an answer, you know, let it out. I still gotta decide on whether or not we're keeping
Okay, yeah, no problem. I think, I don't even know if this is, like, changing my mind, or if it's just, like, me growing into the circumstances that I'm in, but when I graduated college, all I wanted was to get out of Atlanta, and, like, not still be living at home, and, like, have independence and whatnot, and the older I'm getting, and the more and more I'm realizing that my parents are seeing me as more of an adult than as a kid, it makes me, like, value being at home so much more, and, like, it makes me, like, even this whole thing about, like, me wanting to move away and, like, you know, start a job in a different city, like, I'm just, like, appreciating my own job so much more. Like, I've grown so much on the job, and I love the people I work with, where I'm like, you know, I think I'm okay with where I am, and if something happens to come along where, you know, I'm required to move somewhere else, then great, but if not, like, I'm actually cool. Like, I don't feel any FOMO at this very moment in time that I'm not somewhere else, and that's huge for me, because
I think so too. Yeah.
I was so stressed for so long, because all I wanted was, like, this new city experience and, you know, a new life, but the life that I've been given is pretty precious too, and I need to be more grateful for it. So
that's a good answer.
Thanks, girl. Wow, damn, level 2, and it hit
level
so deep.
2 and it hit so fucking deep.
Okay, girl, go ahead.
We're not really strangers. Please sponsor us.
Yeah,
let me check the time on this.
Okay.
When was the last time you surprised yourself?
I think I have an answer. Should I
Go ahead, yeah.
For the longest time, like, I was not interested in having any hobbies. Like, actually, I was like, I'll just do my job and I'll rot in bed for the rainy. Like, I actually was not interested in anything. And then out of nowhere, I'm like, you know what? I want to start learning how to speak French again, or I want to learn Indian classical dance again. And it just came out of nowhere. And then I remember having this one day recently where I was like, damn, I have hobbies. Am I interesting? Wow. So that was and also I signed up to do Pilates. I think I might have mentioned this on the podcast too before, but yeah, I feel like I now have like more to life than just work and nothing else. So
I like that.
that's been good.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last time I surprised myself is when I used my PTO to actually take a day off. It is so crazy. I don't know if the podcast knows this, but you know, okay, I'm not like an actual workaholic, but I think I just don't really take days off. I think when I was entering the workforce, my mindset was, why take a day off unless I have like a vacation planned or I'm going to be out of town? And I'm not saying it's a bad mindset to have, but the problem with me is that I have not been on vacation
in a while. In how many?
8 years?
No.
How long was 2016?
Girl, 8 years sounds about right.
Yeah, that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like dead ass. Like I have not been on vacation in such a long time, and it's just really rare for me to kind of just take time off just to take time off. I use my PTO to go to, you know, like doctor's appointments and the dentist and stuff like that, but very rarely, because the last time I used PTO was the end of the year, and that's because I was like, well, I have all this PTO used
Saved
up.
Yep.
Like, I might as well use it. So I took the whole last week of the year off, which was great. But
did you enjoy not working, or did you
yes.
feel like...
Okay, no.
good.
I enjoyed not working, but I don't know what it is. I think it's just kind of like a routine that I've set myself in.
Right.
Before then, the only time I took PTO for an actual day off was like the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But then other than that, like that was it. Any other time I took PTO was doctor's appointments, stuff like that. But I'm taking a couple days off next month. So
I hope the applause is audible because I'm really proud of her.
Thank you. This is very surprising for me. I'm not gonna lie.
We need to encourage ourselves to be, I don't know, like we have to be okay with more work-life balance, because if not, we're gonna get burnt out really quick.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
I'm proud of you, girl. This is the first step.
Thank you. It really is.
I'm kind of the opposite, because like I took
no,
a vacation
like literally.
yeah, I did.
Literally, I bet you the audience right now is like, this bitch is crazy.
I actually don't think so, because I think a lot of people do like being settled into a routine, and even me, like if I know we're traveling, I'm kind of like, I have to sleep on a hotel, like in a hotel bed. Like, do I really want this? But like, sometimes I think a change of pace or just like some stillness is really necessary for me. But different things work for different people.
Gotcha.
So I don't know, if you like a routine and if that works for you, then I mean, I do want you to take breaks.
Yeah,
so.
it does work for me, but then like randomly I'll be like, oh, I gotta go to work, and then that's where I'm like, okay, maybe I should take like an actual fucking day off.
Makes sense. Sorry, I'm not chewing.
No, you're good.
Wait, what was the question?
Oh my god, girl, I put it up. Oopsies.
Oh, no, it was to surprise yourself, and I already answered
okay.
Couple more level 2s?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is a compliment you wish you received more frequently?
Huh. I don't know if I have one.
I think I say this to you from time to time, but you're a really consistent friend. I don't know if you hear it often enough.
I don't. Oh my god.
Because I remember the last time I told you, you were like, that's so nice to hear.
That is so nice to hear, Nethra.
Oh. I shouldn't have guessed on your behalf, though. I'm sorry.
No, but I don't think I would have had an answer. The consistency one is very nice because it makes me feel appreciated for the work that I put in.
Because you put in a lot of work to be on
do.
top of everything.
I do.
Yeah. But if you have another answer, like, please share.
I don't think I do.
You don't?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this is a compliment. Let me think, actually. I think it wouldn't kill to hear for people to be like, you're actually doing great. Because I know I just said that, like, I'm content with, like, being at home and, like, I'm not experiencing FOMO as much. But, like, it wouldn't kill if I got some validation from other people from time to time being like, nah, like, you know what? You're at a good job and your life is, like, you graduated from a good school. Like, your life is good. Like, why are you...
Right.
So, I don't even think it's a compliment. It's more, like, validation. I think that's just me trying to think of an answer.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I do? I think something I do wish I could hear more often. And it's my fault that I don't hear it because, like, I work remotely and I don't have a chance to dress up. If I really wanted to, my fits could be going off every day. Like, I work in yoga pants every day because I work from home, but if I wanted to, I could really snap on these people.
Right.
And
right.
I feel like because I work remotely, I can't flex enough. But if I wanted to, I could. And I want people to know that.
Everyone needs to know that Nethra's that bitch.
Girl, Jen, her fits always, like I just said at the beginning, so clean, like so fresh looking. Like, she knows her style, she knows her aesthetic, she has it down, and like there hasn't been one time where you haven't been looking on point.
Thank
just
you.
Saying.
That is, she said nothing but facts. I can't even try to be humble about that.
Yeah. Where's the joke? Where's the lie? Nowhere. You want this to be the last level too?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you could have it your way, who would you be with, where would you be, and what would you be doing?
Damn. That's really tough.
It is. If I could just, this is an answer, but I don't know how much thought I really put into it. I would say, like, if I could have it my way, I would be, like, retired by now.
No,
like,
I was just gonna say.
I would be retired. I would have my own house. And honestly, like, me and Nethra would be financially stable enough to just quit our 9 to 5s
and just do this.
Yeah, do this.
Time.
Yeah, full time, pretty much. Like, basically, like, in summary, I would be using my free time to just pursue hobbies, pretty much.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like, my ideal day, I'd be able to like go to the spa, you know, have some nice like body treatment, massage, whatever, eat a good lunch, like a freshly cooked, homemade. I mean, I'm very privileged that I do get to do that now, like the lunch part, because I live at home. But yeah, I think it's kind of funny because like my ideal day is like not working, like my corporate job.
Yeah.
I like my corporate job. I mean, I'm not like, you know, I'm not miserable. I love my boss. I have a great team, but like, you know, if I could, I wouldn't maybe do it. And I think that's okay too. And
I think that
there's hobbies that bring us just as much, if not more, fulfillment. And I agree with you. You said nothing but facts. Yeah, I want the financial and emotional stability to like retire, do what I want, and yeah, that's about it. And be with my loved ones.
Beautiful answer.
You too. All right, are we doing level 3?
Yeah.
Okay, both players share something you're most grateful for in this current moment. Grateful to be with you. We see each other so, like, once a quarter, basically.
Yeah, once a quarter.
This is our quarterly Q2 meeting of this year, I guess. But, yeah, anytime I'm, like, here in this parking lot, we're, like, filming something, we're doing
something. Like, I'm feeling inspired.
I know.
We're gassing each other up.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm going home and I'm writing a script today. I'm gonna do something
I'm finally
creatively.
gonna put out another YouTube video after a 2-week break. A 2-year break.
Well, you know, like...
Okay, should we pick another one?
Yeah.
Because, like, that...
How would you describe me to a stranger?
Funny as hell. Great taste in music. Consistent AF friend. Like, so punctual. Like, she knows what she wants. She's self-aware. She knows what she's, like, going for. Like, she has her goals in mind. I remember one of the earliest conversations I had with you. You were, like, telling me about your, like, 20-year plan.
Oh, my God! I did!
She was planning, like... what she'd need to do now to save up for like her kids to get a car one day, and I was
like,
God,
I
don't even have the next week planned, and this girl is like planning 20 years ahead of time. So yeah,
you know what's really funny?
You're really on top of your
when
game.
you, me, Evelyn, and Humara went to brunch like that very first time, like
the Mexican place.
Yeah. And I don't know who it was. I want to say it was Humara or somebody was like, "Are you guys the type of people to like do like 5-year plans and stuff?" And everyone just went. Psh, no.
And you were just...
And I was like, let me shut the fuck up.
No, I mean...
Oh, my God.
I think you're ahead of most people our age, to be honest.
I would describe you as very kind, very sweet.
That's very nice of you.
And, yeah, I feel like someone that people should get to know.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
Because
Nice.
I feel like there was a lot of you that I didn't know until we... That sounds so fucking obvious when I say that out loud. But, like, I mean...
No, same.
Your creative passions and stuff, I literally had no idea that you had any interest in pursuing that until we actually started to talk more.
Yeah. No, I remember those first few, like, FaceTime calls when we were just like getting to know each other kind of. We were just so mind blown. We were like, oh, you want to do that too, the content creation thing? And I remember that was like one of the most, those were like really inspiring calls for me. I don't know if that's like a cheesy thing to say, but
it was inspiring
like to feel
for me
so
too.
aligned in terms of like we both want this thing, but we don't, you know, we know that there's not stability in it all the time. So I like that.
anytime I talk about like creative shit with people, it always gets me inspired. Like I have friends who they want to do music, they want to have their own company, they want to build a startup, they want to be a Twitch streamer, they want to write a movie, like stuff like that. So anytime I talk to any of my friends about that stuff and to hear that other people have
100%.
creative aspirations and stuff, I think to myself, yeah, let me not let this dream die out.
Oh,
you know?
That's a beautiful way of putting it. Like, I have a friend who, like, from college, he just started an Instagram page. I'm gonna plug it, by the way, because, like,
go ahead.
It's Indigo Crayons on Instagram. You guys should all follow it. He releases, like, weekly op-eds, which is, like, opinion editorials. Like, he just picks a topic that he thinks is interesting, and, like, he provides his opinion on it in, like, an essay form. And even him doing that, which, to him, like, you know, he's, like, keeping it low-key for right now. It's only like his friends following the page or whatever, but like even just seeing that and the passion and research and everything that goes into that, it makes me want to up my game so much more. And like when I read his first post, I was like, I need to get back into the stuff that I really like too, because I've neglected my YouTube for so long, and you know, life gets in the way and it happens. But like when you see other people that inspired, it's exactly what you said. It's like it reminds you that you should stay inspired. Like, why not be inspired? Because it could work out. Like, it could go exactly where you want it to go. So why not?
That was a beautiful answer. This is amazing.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to quit here. Do you want to do
let's see a couple more of what we can pull.
I'm gonna get a wild card. Do you believe everyone has a calling? If so, do you think I found mine? This is heavy.
I don't think everybody has a calling in life, to be honest. Like,
how are we defining calling? Like something you were
I would
meant
say
to do?
something you were meant to do.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think everybody has a calling to life, and I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, but
I think I see it the way. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, what's the second part of the question?
If so, do you think I found mine?
Found, maybe.
It's more like made your calling, right?
Yeah, I would say, like, for us, I feel like our calling is for us to do the creative shit. And I mean, like, technically, yeah, we found it. We just can't put 100% of our energy into it right now. Yeah.
I think the way I see this, like, what you're destined to do thing, is, like, similar to, like, the idea of, like, soulmates. Like, maybe you don't find just, like, I don't think you're, like, preordained to necessarily meet someone, but like you find someone and you make them your soulmate kind of thing. I think it's similar. Like when you're young, especially, like you would dip your toe into like a bunch of different hobbies, and then you find one that you think is really cool and you kind of stick with it and you make it something bigger for yourself. And I think that's how I see like the things we're doing. I don't think we're necessarily like destined to entertain or whatever. Sorry, I'm blowing my nose.
No, you're good.
But I think we just really like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's how we found it. We're like, this is really cool, and I kind of want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if I think everyone can have a calling if they like put time and effort into trying different things and like working on something to make it, you know, like a hobby or a side hustle or whatever you want to call it, or even just their career. But yeah, I don't even know where I'm going with this answer anymore.
No, it's okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I was gonna add to that I feel like when I started the mass communications program back in high school, I think something
clicked.
Something clicked.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because in the beginning, I really only took that class because all I thought we were doing was like filming and editing. I didn't know we were doing like the actual like live like production, like recording and stuff like that. But I found it as a way of like a free tool for me to learn how to edit videos and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, you know, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. Like, why? Because why sit there and like pay for somebody, pay for like an editing course, or even take time out of my free time to go on YouTube and look at tutorials when I could do this shit hands-on.
Exactly.
So that's how I got into it. And then I think just kind of experimenting with just filming things and kind of just playing around and exploring my creativity was when I felt like, you know, this is like, I can do this.
Right.
Because sometimes I'll see people on YouTube post like content, and no offense to them, maybe like, I guess, like, their editing style or something.
Yeah.
Like, when I look at it, like, I enjoy it as a consumer, as a viewer, I guess.
Yeah.
But if I was editing something, I'd be like, that was very poorly edited.
Right.
Not even in a, like, I'm shitting on you kind of thing, but, like, the timing of that was off.
Like, you know how to be critical about it now.
Yeah, like, and it's something that I just notice sometimes. Even sometimes when I'm watching, like, movies and stuff, I'm like, that was such a beautiful shot. Like, things like that, yeah.
Yeah, I think especially when you, like, go to school for it or you learn about it in a course, the way you see it and the way you appreciate it is just completely different. Right?
Agreed, yeah.
Like, I like listening to music, but I've never learned anything about production, or so I feel like maybe I can't appreciate it in the way that someone that has, like, studied and knows, like, the behind the scenes of how to do that would.
Right.
Yeah. Nice question. This wasn't as deep as some of the other ones, which maybe is a good thing.
This was pretty good.
Okay, want to do
do one more? Yeah.
Girl, pick a good one.
What do you think my defining characteristic is?
Ooh,
I would say your kindness.
that's really kind of
Yeah.
you.
And I know, like, that's the same shit I've been repeating all episode, but no, like,
That's very
you're
sweet.
really nice, Nethra.
Aw, Jen, don't make me cry. It's really hard for me to pick one thing. I'm gonna try to really think about it.
Okay.
I know I've said consistency, but I mean it in multiple ways. I think you show up for your hobbies, you show up for your friends, you show up for yourself all the time. And, like, when I think of you, I just see some, like, even what you were saying, you don't really like taking days off work. You're always showing up. And I think that's a really big deal.
Wow, that's crazy. I never really thought about it like that.
I'm very grateful to know someone our age that is just so on top of it the way you are. And also, like, that is, like, one defining characteristic for me, but, like, you're able to do all of that, but also just, like, be so nice and, like, have such cool taste and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, you're...
Like, I'm not, like, a functioning robot with a stiff-ass personality.
Yeah. Because I remember I even asked you one time on a call, I'm like, how are you doing... Do you remember that? I was like,
I do. That was a couple months ago.
Yeah, something
you're
like
like,
that.
how do you do all this?
Yeah.
And I go, I don't
You were
know.
like, you know what? That's a good question.
That's a
How
good
do I
fucking
do all of
question.
it?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, but you really show up for everyone and everything that's important to you. And, like, you give all of it 100%. Like, I've never seen you give anything even 60. Yeah, you really do.
That's crazy.
Sorry, by the way, all these sounds are like my boba sipping. Please excuse me, but...
That was such a good fucking answer. See, guys,
I'm glad you
sometimes you
answered.
need to play this game to realize things that you didn't even know about yourself.
Oh, wow. Girl, I kind of want to keep going, but I know that this is going to be a monster to edit if we do.
We could do, like, one more.
Okay, you're picking good questions.
Yeah, if not, then we could just film our outro and then...
Okay, if we don't like this question,
Yeah.
we'll wrap.
What about me is hardest for you to understand?
Damn. Well, I don't want to keep using the same answer, but I don't understand I don't understand how you're able to do all of this. I kind of want to pick a different question, but
Okay.
no, you answer if you have one.
Oh,
It's okay if it's, like, not a kind...
No. I'm making sure I say it in a way that, like, actually makes sense.
Okay.
I would say kind of like the randomness of, like, our text conversations, because you'll get busy and then like I won't hear from you for like 2 or 3 days, but then next thing you know, we're like texting back and
That
forth.
is true. I'm a really bad...
And then like that's something I don't understand, but only from like because like I don't do it kind of thing. It's not like I feel like, oh my god, why the fuck is Nathan like this kind of thing? Yeah.
No, that's a good answer. It's something I really do need to get better at, but I also think I'm someone that's, like, not the best at, like, multitasking or giving my energy in, like, a bunch of different... Like, if I'm wrapped up with something, like, personally, or, like, if work, like, has drained me or something on one day, I'm just kind of, like, I need time, because, like, I don't have this energy to go into that.
I feel like with that, I feel like that's where because one time we were talking on the phone, and you told me, like, oh, like, I'm a bad texter, and then you had to clarify, like, no, like, Jen, like, I'm a really bad texter. Like, what I do with you, that's like
you're the best.
Yeah, like I'm
the
at
most consistent with you.
Yeah,
this is actually true.
And then when you had mentioned that, I was like, oh, I guess like this is just like
you're like the bar is really in hell.
No. I was gonna say like I guess like this is our form of like compromise. I guess because like You're doing like 110% on your side, and I'm learning to like not be so such a hard ass about that kind of shit.
But I really appreciate that.
Of course.
Not everyone has the space or the patience or the tolerance, and it means a lot that you...
Yeah, and I feel like I've kind of picked up on that with a couple of other friends too.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Like, they know, I feel like they've just picked up on how much these little things like annoy me or something, because I feel like in the past I've had friends to where they won't kind of respond super fast or whatever, and then for whatever reason, like years later, we either like grew closer in our friendship or something like that,
right?
And now they respond like a lot quicker. So I don't know if it's from them hearing.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's because probably like when we talk about like our weeks or something like that, like I'll probably mention like, I can't believe this fucking bitch, you know, didn't respond back to me in a timely manner or something like that. And it was something I actually needed an answer for, you know, stuff like that. So I feel like they've subconsciously picked up on it.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't respond that fast to other people kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, something really cute, I feel like we've mentioned this on the pod before, but we do a thing where we wish each other happy whatever day of the week. And that's something that I really, as much as possible, don't want us to let go of.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing it for, I want to say years at this point. So it's
Sounds
important.
about right.
So even if it's been like 12 hours since like you sent me a message or whatever,
you'll be like, happy late.
I'm like, I always say like happy belated.
Happy belated Tuesday.
Yeah. No, that's a hobby of ours that, not hobby, but like a
thing,
a tradition
do.
of ours that I have, like, you know, I'm attached to, as we should be, because it's cute and it's a way to keep us close. So that was nice. Are you cool? Are you?
I'm cool. I'm cool.
I dig it too. I'm
cool.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, we made
applause.
it through another episode of the podcast.
What did you think of this, by the way?
This was great.
Do you like in person filming?
Yes, I do. One day I want to have like a whole setup.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but you know, maybe not until one of us can like have like a set room or something to dedicate to our office, quote unquote. But I really like this episode.
Me too.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think. Do you feel like there's a difference in the vibe when we film in person versus virtually?
Right. Also, if you guys had any audio issues, you know, please let us know. I'm not gonna lie, I hit my phone a couple of times when I was grabbing for
probably
boba.
did too, yeah.
I got the AC running in my car. I hope that doesn't.
I've been sipping and chewing on lychee jelly. You
yeah,
know?
it's a lot. But yeah, you know, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your opinions to any of these questions that we may have asked. Comment down below what you want to see next.
I know.
And
thank you for joining us.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys have a great day.
I love you all. Bye bye.